What you ended up with is this car got more graceful as it aged.
Now it's the most valuable of any of the CS models. It's a beauty, really. There it is, the 3.0 CSL.
I mean, we all love the look of it, but the thing that always fascinates me is it's sort of a mashup of different cars.
The one we have here is a special version, and it's called the CSL. It is really the beginning of BMW motorsport and the factory involvement in racing. And this car was what you would call in racing an homologation special, a car that had to be built in order to be able to take the car racing.
This shape, the greenhouse, or as the designers call it, the DLO, daylight opening, essentially borrowed from the car's predecessor to the predecessor of this. It dates back way back into the early 60s. This was designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, who is famous for a lot of his designs, including the BMW M1 and many cars. But it's so beautiful and graceful, and yet it's really just a mutation of an older car, and it got better and better as it aged, and it's absolutely stunning like that.
Today, it's one of the icons of BMW, really.
One of the things that I found fascinating, because I was researching this for my next book, in fact, is how the car was originally designed with Alpina badging and the wheels on it, which a lot of people say it's got Alpina wheels. Well, they're BMW designed wheels, but the original design sketches for the CSL were using Alpina badging and Alpina wheels. The relationship to Alpina, who wrote the brief for the CSL to BMW, they said, well, we need a lightweight car to go racing. It's a technical spec that came from Alpina to BMW, and BMW said, sure, we agreed to race, we need to make it. So I think there's a really nice, interesting thread of the two companies' relationship. Definitely. Really starts
very early stage, yeah.
You know, way back and quite deep with this car.
I think we need to talk about the difference between a CSL and a Batmobile, right? This is a non-Batmobile version. So it has very small bumpers in the front and rear, no wing on the back. And this is the way this one was delivered.
Yeah, most of them were non-Bats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the Bat, those parts were not available for the street or not permitted for the street. So they were delivered in the trunk of the car, and it was up to the customer to have them put on by the dealer if they liked. But those parts had to be delivered with the car in order for us to go racing with those parts. So again, it's the tie back to racing. And really the racing Batmobiles were dominant in 73 through 75. So that's how the car is remembered.
One of the things that I find fascinating with the Batmobile was just the time taken to do it was really brief. They did it all, I think, in 10 days, that era.
They had a very short time.
Because there's a homologation window that they had to get the car ready. We all imagine that these things, that the iconic cars are like the ones you spend the most time on.
No.
It's just a rush to get racing.
We got to get
it was a 10-day
Got to get it
exercise.
out. The one thing I really love from a design perspective is the sharp nose, as people call it, right? The way that looking down on the car, it's quite angular. And then how raked back the grille is. It's really a special feature on this car, and it's been taken through other cars in the history.
But of course, from an aerodynamics, you want to have
the other way around.
Right. And designers gone by were like pushing to change the front, and the board was so resistive because people like that look. But what's really cool is actually the elegance of the transition. If you look at it straight on there and you see the way that the two curves from the rear window, but just that elegance, the way everything flows out like that's really cool. If I look along here, you can almost see it's wider at the front than the rear.
It's narrower towards the rear.
Yeah, because it's almost tapering, which is the opposite to the sort of American muscle cars, which are all the power at the rear.
And it's the opposite of most design today, even where the rear is wider than the front. But it gives it that really elegant look. You know, I noticed a new feature on the car that I hadn't seen until today, believe it or not. And it's because of the lighting we have. There's a line that starts here behind the logo, and it fades to nothing.
It fades.
Yeah. From a functional standpoint, it adds strength to the hood, but it's a beautiful and extremely subtle line that you wouldn't notice without the red light.
This is kind of the coolest detail there is the vent, isn't it, there? And that was the inspiration for that BMW Motorsport logo that was used in the 70s for a while and came back on the 50th anniversary cars a few years ago.
Right.
With the sort of speed stripes around the edge.
Here we have the engine. It is an inline six, just under 3 liters.
One of the stories I love about the early days of BMW is it used 6-cylinder engines when competitors were really using 4-cylinder engines.
Right.
And one of the reasons the kidney grills were so useful is it provided a way of accentuating that it needed not so much the more cooling, but the height of the inline 6-cylinder engine. And it goes back to the early days of that uniqueness of 6 cylinders and the kidney grills, right the way back into the earliest days of BMW.
Exactly.
Was a sort of a signature on the road. I found ways to get hold of people that have long sort of faded away from BMW's history.
Exactly.
And we're still unpicking new facts, like who even designed the car. And I find it incredible that we were able to reach out to the designers that really, way back in the 70s, those that are still with us, and actually talk to them about it.
From my side, I'm talking to the guys who raced them, who worked on the race cars, and they're a text away.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
What's really interesting on this car are the seats. They're lightweight, very supportive. And then the Autoflume 4-point seat belts.
It's an odd mix of racing stuff in terms of the dials.
Yeah, and dials.
And there's wood and an 8-track.
And an 8-track. I'm not sure what market it was built for originally, but it's been with us for a very long time. And we're really proud to have it because it is part of the early history of BMW, and the fact that the CSL race cars did so well in the US, it's nice to have a street car to go with it. I think we need to go and drive it, don't we?
I think that's a very fine idea.
Okay, let's do it. So, this car, a lot of similar traits to the 2002. Big greenhouse, big steering wheel.
But equally, it feels very different. Being out on the track is, I think, for people that have never done it, quite intimidating. It's an alien environment.
Yeah.
I don't think you can muck around on the track, really, unless you really know what you're doing. I'm reminded of just when I look through the book here is just we trace the generations of when the 3.0 CSL was brought back as the homage, because I think it's a really cool story of how it turned into a road car just through a photo shoot
years later.
Totally. We've got the back version of this, so it's interesting because this is below a silver car that's in the collection in Germany there, alongside the homage car.
It changed over a period of time, even in 1975, which was quite a ways into the program. We had different air dams at Daytona than we did at some of the other races. So you have some photos in this other book of yours that shows our action car. This is out of our collection.
That's a very famous car, isn't it, that one?
That one's a very famous car. Well, it's one of the 5 that raced in IMSA, and it's the last of the CSL race cars produced. And it's been in our collection for over 40 years.
It's all down to somebody just after hours sketching away, thinking what it would be like putting the old and new together like that. So that's really one of those things where a bit of art led to a bit of history, and not the other way around. So, forget all of its racing history. It's a pretty fine looking thing, isn't it? I mean, let's put it this way, it's almost bulletproof in terms of looks, dynamic performance, historic legacy. I mean, you think about that engine, the engine block lived on into
way later.
M1, M5, I mean, that went
all the way up to the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky to have one. It's the cornerstone of the collection, really. It's probably the most important we have in the US collection.